Hello everyone, and welcome back to some low-level Elden Ring bosses. Although the focus of this video is Midra, I'm going to show off my Rune level 13 Elder Yori fight as an example to talk about some of the stuff in the DLC and give a little bit of a prelude to some of the techniques used in the Midra fight because, oh my goodness, was that one hectic. Um, so in the DLC, the biggest thing is the Shadowlands blessings in terms of keeping you alive. Even at higher levels, having an amount of Shadowlands blessings is incredibly useful to staying alive due to the um, absorption percentage increases on damage and the revered spirit ash blessings buffing your summons. And specifically the summon I'm using is Oleg, since he does a lot of poise damage and very conveniently has a lot of good health and defense. And since it's percentage scaling, and I think at some point Tish was a little bit glitched on not getting the blessings, so it is important to, well, have a summon to help aggro when my damage is really bad. Because my weapons are only +3 regular smithing and +1 somber smithing, since I plan on using this build to keep doing invasions with. And Prayerful Strike is an incredibly useful Ash of War to have, especially with the summons, because when it connects, I do a fixed amount of it does a fixed amount of healing to the summons based off of their total health percentage. So Oleg having um, Elden Beast godly levels of HP, it benefits from me doing that more so than things like Earn Tree Heal or anything else. And then a lot of what else I'm doing here is basically just staggering status ailments. The other useful thing Prayerful Strikes does is it deals a lot of stance damage, making it incredibly useful in combination with a spirit summon like Oleg, so I can stagger and get extra hits off, especially on 2-hit critical or riposte animations, and that way I get twice the amount of status built up. Now for Midra, I am not going to be using Bleed. I am specifically going to be focusing on Frost and Rot. In terms of the armor that I'm using, I believe I'm using the Mask of Confidence, Armor of Night, and then the scaled gauntlets and greaves in particular for that fight. The talismans are Ritual's Shield, um, blue Blessed Dew Talisman, so I don't ever have to drink a blue flask, Dragon Crest Great Shield, and Radigan's Source Seal in combination with Godric's Great Rune for all of the stat buffs. The weapon I am using, the main weapon I'm using is the Rotten Battle Hammer. So Phase 1 Midra is relatively easy. I'm not using Ant Spur because Ant Spur does not stun him out of his basic attacks, and if he hits me twice, I'm still pretty much dead because Tiny Midra is incredibly deadly at level 13. And the fourth hit of the Great Hammer two-handed light attacks does break him out of a lot of stuns. However, that's not super useful because I want to make sure that I'm balancing my stamina and using his shrieks, so that way I can get a bunch of easy ripostes and just kind of smash them to bits. And here I think I have like 9 or 10 on the Shadowlands blessings and like 5 on Spirit Ashes. So here I have just enough time to summon. I'm watching the floor to roll out of the way for the double Madness Blasts, and I used the Plane Hard tier and the Infinite FP, the Infinite FP tier, and that way I could summon Oleg without dipping into my FP. And then here, so first I frost him to just allow Oleg to do some more damage and get a good chunk going, and I'm using the hammer, specifically the Rotten Battle Hammer, so I get more rot build up. Like typically you would think Great Stars would be nice because of the passive bleed, but it's not. I need to stack rot, because here I have my Bloodhound Step, regular infused Ant Spur on the transition to phase 2, so that way I have rot throughout the later stages of the fight, Bloodhound Step to help with dodges. And specifically, it's not infused with Frost or anything like that, so I can use Rot Grease in order to increase the Rot buildup. Because Midra takes like 3 Rot Pots or 3 Rot Breaths if you're going off the spells, and it is, it's a lot, but he only takes 2 Frost Pots, which is really nice, and it's a stun amount of animations, so he is able to, so you're able to help your summons not just kind of get super comboed. And again, Oleg is incredibly vital, specifically because he has a giant health pool and is very aggressive and is in Midra's face, so I can run around, step back, heal. And also with having the Blue Blessed Dew Talisman, like I always have FP for Bloodhound Step and Prayerful Strike, as long as I'm not just like continuously spamming. And as you can see, I was able to get a lot of Oleg's health back and then stagger Midra. Although I didn't get off the riposte, but I still got a decent chunk of health back on Oleg, which is incredibly useful. And now that he's got Scarlet Rot, it is just a little bit of a waiting game. And then I'm hucking Frost Pots, and yeah, always watch for that second part there. And I think this is one last Frost Pot and gets that last Frost proc, and now it's just don't die as Rot takes him down, as I just using all of my health flasks. But yeah, thank you so much. This was my low-level Midra fight, and I feel like it's a strategy that can be pretty widely applied. So thank you all so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed the challenge, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya!